So Colonel Tim Ward represents the everyday value of empowerment. Tim made a career of having his head above the clouds. Literally, his head's above the clouds as a commercial and military pilot. And Tim has a perspective on the world not many of us have. It's funny because as I was telling some people back earlier, I grew up under like the south end of O'Hare Airport and under the flight pattern. So I grew up staring at airplanes, fascinated by aviation. And who knows how many times I probably saw one of his aircraft in the sky growing up as a kid. Tim went to the Air Force Academy, studied. He was a chief of software systems development and ended up in Texas, but quickly grew as a pilot and called numerous air bases his home, domestic and abroad. Tim has flown multiple combat missions, Operation Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and provide comfort. In addition, he led several military bases as well along the way, or air bases, as the vice commander of the 440th Airlift Wing and the commanding officer of the General Mitchell Air Reserve Station in Milwaukee. For the past 20 years, Colonel Ward has been splitting time piloting commercial aircraft with American Airlines and the Air Force. Tim is retiring from American Airlines this November, is that correct? Yeah. After 32 years of flying, and and I think the stat that he gave me was that by the time he retires, he'll have flown almost nearly 8,000 hours of air, but last time his Boeing 777 hits the taxiway for the last time. Wow. So without further ado, Colonel Tim Ward.
Thank you very much. I want to congratulate Dr. Ann, Dr. Lindsay. I'm the non-doctor today, so I appreciate you making room for me. You gave us a nice outline on a couple things that we should comment on. Last night, we did a not-so-annual reunion with our swim team, Prospect High School swim team, and that's one of the neatest things as far as memories that I have with high school is the friends, especially the friends and the things we did. I spent the most time in. For us, it was swimming. I probably would be a little bit more awake if we didn't have a reunion last night. And I'm so glad Ed's here because historically, we would get together and these reunions were more of a reminder to me of what happened during my high school years, because Ed has a great memory and mine not so much. And he made a joke last night that I could just go ahead and make up stuff and you'd believe it. And, driving home last night, I had this horrific thought that maybe this was one of those things that he made. And they would have me sit down and then Sylvie would come out because it's really for her. So, I'm glad it's not that. But, so we just want to share some memories. I'd say that some of the greatest memories of this school is, on a personal note, I had 4 brothers that went here. We were class of 77, 78, 79, 80, and 81. Thanks, Mom, for being very chronological. But it was a blast. I thought that was normal. That you can have a kid, brother in every grade. But thankfully, because wrestling was a winter sport, we moved to spring my senior year. My 3 younger brothers, when I was a senior, joined the swim team. And we had a ward relay. We were talking about that last night. Oh, wow. Maybe the first time in Illinois swimming history that happened. We didn't win it, but it was fun. We were horrible, but we were all there. And then also my oldest brother, Dan, was the drum major in the marching band. And I had other brothers that played drums, trumpet, and sort of the trombone from my brother Terry. He was not really good, but I had to join the band, so I picked up the saxophone my sophomore year and then joined the marching band my junior year. So we had 4, some of them talented folks in the marching band too. And, that was just a lot of fun, great memory. But most of my great memories are with the guys that I spent the time with and the women at the school that were our cheerleaders, our timeettes. I think it was one of the most amazing things ever during our time where we had timeettes. They were bigger than any cheerleading organization probably in the state. And they would decorate our lockers before every meet. There were so many that we each had our own 3 or 4 timeettes assigned to each one of us. And I know, you feel like a rock star. So it was just an amazing experience where not only did you feel supported, but everyone who had lockers around you too was like, who the heck are you? You got all this stuff going on. But it just was such a great boost. I decided probably my sophomore year that I wanted to fly, which I was very fortunate. It came sooner in my life than later. But I was kind of a goofball my freshman year. I was just kind of having fun and swimming and doing whatever. And my dad said to me, you know, you keep talking about flying, you need to be smart for that. So I really shifted gears and started looking at the curriculum here, the things I did outside of school and all that. And really, this school was amazing. It was probably one of the best college prep schools in the whole area. The things that it offered me, you know, as far as in, English courses, play production. I'm not a good actor or anything, but I loved being behind the scenes and making sets. And then we had an aviation science class that started. And I saw your curriculum today and some of the things that we went to in Project Lead the Way. So cool that this is happening in the school now, because it's gonna prepare people so well for college, especially if they want to go into something like engineering. So this school prepared me so well. I didn't get in the first time I tried for the Air Force Academy because I checked my bank account, and I did lifeguard a lot at a lot of pools here, but it wasn't quite enough to pay for flying lessons. And the Air Force was a great way to go. So I am so grateful. And you don't realize it when you're here, but when you leave and you learn of other people's experiences and you see where prospect can take you, you gain the gratitude over the years of what we have here and how awesome it is to be so well prepared for what's ahead. So, personal thoughts. I think that the most important thing is I almost never got what I wanted the first time, and it became like an expectation, that I didn't make it for this reason or that reason, and I decided whether or not it was worth it to try again, and almost always I did, and it just ended up paying off because what I was missing, I figured out what I needed to do to improve that, and it generally worked out, and I think that. Again, I look back to swimming and that kind of discipline, and it really just kind of sets you on the right track. So I'm so grateful for Mount Prospect. One last thing, when my brother Mike couldn't make it, he was going to be here with his wife too. I think they have COVID from a really awesome cruise they all took together, which is kind of a big, nice petri dish. He would always tell me of folks that he met that he just thought so highly of, and he would always come down to, Tim, they're Mount Prospect. That's the way he would describe them, and that just said everything, because it was just such a collection of personality traits and things that we both enjoy so much. And I just want to also mention too that the first recipient of this award is a little bit choked up. Very good friend of ours, Tom Cole, and he passed away this Christmas, and we were so grateful to have. Well, certainly Ed spent a lot of time with him in these last several years, but Ed and Tom were very instrumental in us putting together way too many swim reunions over the last 15 years, and had the greatest time. And I just want to recognize him as the first Distinguished Graduate Award recipient from Prospect, an amazing human being, and I'm just very honored to follow in his footsteps.